I'm Carmiski.
And I'm Sada.
We're Browns.
Yep, and welcome to our channel. So we wanted to do this video because Carmiski and I actually broke up this year for about 3 months, and we just wanted to come on here and basically explain what happened, how we got to that point, and then also where we are now that we're back together. We separated for 3 months, and I believe it's been 3 months now since we've been back together, right? Or at least two.
I'm bad on time.
Yeah.
I really am. I'm getting better though.
So in a nutshell, we cheated on each other. My husband had an affair with a young lady that he met at his job, and I did the same with a guy that I met at my job. And it ultimately led to us splitting up and us doing this channel. So, babe, you want to talk about what happened on your end?
I can say it's what it started is pretty much infatuation and just a need for this validation as a man in certain aspects of our marriage.
Yeah.
Like we drifted apart on certain stuff. Just really our communication wasn't on par, like, as it is now. Like we still getting there, but it take a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like a marriage is a hard job. Like it's probably the hardest job I've ever had. And I've been working since I've been probably like 15, 14 years old.
We've been working for like 20 years at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I'm 36 now.
Yeah.
And you're 35.
I'm 35 and I'll be 36 this year. He'll be 37. So we basically getting old as hell.
Yeah, cause when we got together, how long have we been together?
We've been together 14 years. We started dating in 2008. And I think that's where the communication issues started. From the very beginning, we allowed other people to sort of, I guess, affect the way we saw each other.
Or just interject their
opinions
or and not necessarily good advice. Some of it was, but it was from I'm not gonna say like misguided, but I can say we were misguided. We were young.
We were.
So we would listen to anyone, you know what I'm saying, even if they weren't in a relationship, we would listen to single folks or divorced or just people in bad relationships, and we would take their advice for is like this gospel. Like it was like we could do no wrong because we like, oh, you told us this. And
so
we
it must be true.
Yeah, we had confidence in the wrong people, but
not in each other.
Yeah.
I would vent my frustrations about my husband to my friends or family and stuff like that instead of coming directly to my husband. And what ended up happening is I started to, like he said, I believed the voices of my friends and family over my own husband. And so even before he cheated or even before I cheated, you know, we had already believed each other cheated. And that's what really led to it. We spent about, the last 2 or 3 years basically being petty.
Yeah.
You cheat, I cheat. You cheat, I cheat. And it eventually we walked away from the relationship, but it not only affected us, and this is another reason why we did it. It didn't just affect us, it affected our son. You know, he had some anger issues. He had some behavioral issues at school. It was a real tough season for our family, period. And, you know, I guess at this point, what's in the past is in the past. As much as we talk about listening to other people and their advice and stuff like that, at the end of the day, we can't blame nobody for what really happened in our relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because everybody has free will. So, okay, yeah, somebody might have said, okay, every man cheats, or your husband not home because he doing this, or your wife not home because she doing that. But ultimately, we decided to run with it. Everybody has free will. Just like I had free will to decide if I wanted to cheat. My husband had free will to decide if he wanted to cheat. We decided to go that route and be petty and go back and forth. And it just led to a very difficult season for the both of us, you know, in which I was unhappy, my husband was unhappy where he was, and our child was affected too. So it's bigger than just us.
Yeah, it's more than just us. Like our son like dealt with abandonment issues because let's say it's 2023 right now, but 2018, 19, 20 during COVID, I worked from home. Like pretty much start my own business, and it affected. I didn't think about how it would affect him. Him seeing me every day for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And seeing his mom, we would be in the same house. Like, we were the people that stayed in the house during COVID.
We
like,
did.
We ordered food or Instacart or anything like that and stayed in the house. And because we had an income coming in, so we were fine, but it brought out the best and the worst of us.
Yeah, it really did. It really did. I think the worst part it brought out of me, I realized that I had a lot of childhood issues and with a lot of leftover anger that was beyond my spouse. You know, hell, he wasn't even in my life when a lot of these things happened. And so I never really learned how to cope with my emotions. And so, you know, when I was mad, upset, you know, it was nothing for me to try to hit my husband or, you know, cuss my husband out or say disrespectful things to my husband. And so COVID really shined a light on that, and us breaking up here really shined a light on that. Yes, my husband may have been wrong in what he did, but that didn't make it right for me to disrespect him, you know, and call him out his name or, you know, put my hands on my husband. Those things were inappropriate, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's the worst it brought out of me. What about you? What you think it shined light on?
It shined like me not paying attention to my wife. Like, it's certain aspects I noticed when she started to drift away, or we didn't have time for each other. We didn't make time for each other, so we put that energy to somewhere else.
Yeah.
That, you know what I'm saying? And we like, when you like, we are human, but you can make excuses, and you can find stuff in people that you're looking for. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
true.
You know what I'm saying? And they can almost like, oh, this is the perfect thing for me because it's what I'm lacking. But if you don't communicate that between each other, you can make up the gaps in between. You can always like,
That's true.
Like, you can think about it this, you know what I'm saying? Like, say you at work and you doing what you're supposed to do. Because of what I was doing, it made me insecure or jealous, and my paranoia about just what you were doing, because I was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And it broke down really our communication because we weren't talking to each other.
We were talking to the people we were cheating with.
Yeah, like pillow talking. Like, you don't confine it to other people. Like we talked about it before. Like, older couple, like, you shouldn't let other people in your business. Like, you married.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? If y'all have a fight, anything like that, it should stay inside your household.
Yeah, but
just
me,
like,
I'm venting to people who ain't
like,
got shit to do.
Just like anything, like, you'll talk about stuff like that, but you won't talk about your financial reasons to a whole nother stranger.
That's true. About that. That's true.
You won't talk about your money or...
Because let's be honest, we've been broke before. We've had some car repossessions. We've been kicked out of some apartments. We got some stories for you. You know what I'm saying? We got some stories for you.
We got a lot of stories. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
We learn from a lot of those mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, having a child and...
When we had a child, we didn't even have a place to stay. We were staying with my husband's grandma.
Yeah.
That's the truth of the matter.
And that was because of the financial mistakes we made.
I had a shopping addiction. And we didn't communicate.
I didn't communicate with her. I was careless with money because I can admit I was selfish. Like, being the only child for a long time, I was only thinking for myself. And not like, oh, I'm married now. Yeah. And I got a child coming in this world. I'm still thinking on the one track, like, oh, I can do what I want to. Yeah. And not thinking about it like that. But now, I done got old, got a child, we married. Like, let's say if I got $200 in the bank, it's going towards the house. I'm not going to try to keep it to myself.
Because that's what we used to do before.
We'll hide money from each other. Like, that's a big thing right there. Like, we could have combined our efforts and paid bills, but... Facts.
Because we made more than enough money.
Yeah.
But it was so bad. Like, my shopping addiction was so bad. And I can look back on it and say that it was definitely low self-esteem because I only felt good about myself if I had a full face of makeup on or if I had some new clothes. My husband could tell, it used to take me, 3-4 hours to get dressed to go somewhere? I would change my outfit 3 or 4 times. Now, how long would it take me to get ready?
Like, you like how I am, like...
Shit, 5-10 minutes, you know, I don't care.
Yeah, and really, that was from being, like, turned into parents.
Yeah. Like,
that was the transition for us. Like, we parents now, and knowing the struggles our parents had, and the struggles they still have, you know what I'm saying, as adults. With you losing your parents, and me having a single mother, and losing my father young, it made, you know what I'm saying, different aspects of our life. We looked at life differently. Because we came from 2 different lanes, but we didn't communicate that. We didn't. In the beginning, we were dating.
We saw our differences as a flaw, but I think the more especially with the cheating situation, the more I realized that our differences is what actually really make me attracted to my husband. I like the fact that he's more calm, laid back, level headed. And he told me before that he get turned on because I'm more abrasive. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't nothing to me. I cuss you out. My husband, he's more level headed. He's more forgiving, and he's in more control of his emotions. And that was something that I thought was a huge, like, oh God, I don't really like that. He not really, straightforward enough for me. But with time I realized, shoot, that's really the reason why I like my husband. We balance each other out. Sometimes he might need me to be that voice to say, hey, no, you're not gonna mistreat us or do this and X, Y, Z. And then sometimes I might need him to calm me down.
Yeah, but at the same time, both of those actions I like, it's a good thing and a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
You have to live. It's a balance between them. Because I can be to the point where I'm too laid back and not
be passive.
And not take up for your situation. Because we didn't realize we got married young.
We were 23 and 24.
Yeah, and I took it now we were one. We have to be one and not oh, this is your problem and this is my problem. We have problems together. If you know what I'm saying, if our child gets sick, that's our commonality. Mm-hmm. We have to take care of them together. It can't be oh, you the mom, so go take care of this child. You don't say that's her child, it's our child.
True. He's our child. He's our responsibility.
Yeah,
but beyond that, when we said our vows, 11 years ago? Mm-hmm. 12 years ago? How long we've been married a long time. Yeah, because
we got married the day before my birthday.
This year will be 12 years. We got married in 2011. So this 2023, January 21st will be our 12th year married. And we are not mid-30s. But I realize now it's my responsibility. My husband is my responsibility too. And if you a wife or a spouse in general, my spouse is my main responsibility in life as his wife. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's praying for my husband or supporting my husband in whatever endeavors he has, that's my responsibility as his wife. It's more than just our son. It took our son to really see that, but but that's only because we were young. Our priorities weren't in the right place, and we just didn't know.
Yeah.
And that's why we decided that, hey, we done been through a lot of stuff. We just getting back together. What do we have to lose by coming on here and maybe our story can help somebody else not go through what we went through? Maybe we can stop you from cheating. Maybe we can stop you from listening to what everybody else says and listen to your spouse. Maybe we can encourage you to communicate.
Yeah, that's really the biggest thing, communication.
Communicate. You got to talk.
And the ways you communicate.
Yeah, because we used to only talk after argument. Hell, we just argued yesterday. I'll be honest, but we just got into a little argument yesterday and kind of this morning too. We did.
But we talked it out though.
We did.
Because I can say before in the past, we argue and walk away from each other and not talk and be petty for 2-3 days or a week. Mm-hmm. Or I go spend the night at somebody else's house and not talk to you. Mm-hmm. But that one we didn't never get past the whole situation or the conflict because we were avoiding each other. You can't keep avoiding the tough decisions and conversations.
That's true. You have to find a solution.
You really do, because if you don't find a solution, you'll keep
kept repeating
the same cycle of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Lying to each other, and then one lie or build another lie. We had to keep up with lies, and after a while, whoa, what did I? You know what I'm saying? What did I say? What did I tell you? You know what I'm saying? Even as a kid, kids, you catch them in lies. As an adult, you do the same thing, but it's bigger consequences.
That's true. We got a lot to lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is somebody that when I marry, I plan on spending the rest of my life with. So if we get a divorce, I got a lot to lose. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
Time. Okay, I can argue and say, okay, that time I learned lessons, and lessons are valuable, so it never was a waste of time. But I got a lot to lose. This was not only is this my husband, I married him because he's my best friend. He know everything about me. You know what I'm saying? Even stuff I wouldn't tell nobody. He know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stuff about my childhood.
Versa,
I never told anybody.
And that's for me. You know what I'm saying? Certain stuff that my wife has told me I wouldn't tell nobody else because she told me in confidence.
Yeah.
And that's how you gotta work that relationship. Certain relationships are different. A couple weeks ago, I did a podcast with my cousins and his brothers. You know what I'm saying? Some young men. nobody's married right now, but my whole statement is you're single until you're married. And when you married, it's a different kind of contract.
Yeah.
Like it's a contract. You like, I'm gonna do this, that, and that for you. You're gonna fall sometime, but you gotta know how to come back and say say this was my mistake and I apologize and really try to recover what you lost, because you can't gain back certain time. Like time is everything. Life is so short.
Yeah.
It really is. Like health scares or anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? We have friends that never made it to 30. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or been married.
Yeah, a good friend that died, 2 years ago, Curtis Baker.
Yeah, and I've had like numerous friends like from like childhood friends like that never made it to, you know what I'm saying, to now.
Yeah.
Or even had kids to experience that joy or love.
That's true.
Cause
no legacy to leave behind, basically. Well, I ain't gonna say that because, but
yeah,
I get what you're saying.
Some people had an impact where they, you know what I'm saying, it's a different legacy, and they're here for a reason, and that time is up sometimes. But we had differences, but we gotta learn to work on them. Like you might go to work and not like a coworker, but at the same time you give them people respect.
That's
like,
true.
I give you up. I didn't give you up my respect for cheating, and we didn't respect each other, and that's a big thing. Like you gotta respect your spouse. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll give your employee, a job this time and all that, and respect them, and they don't care for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what's the point? What's the difference? Like this somebody you're gonna be with.
That's true.
And then you say forever. You know what I'm saying?
Forever.
Vows are different. You know what I'm saying? Like them vows are real serious. You gotta take them serious.
Facts. Because I was going to work. I was a store manager at Edible Arrangements at the time. And I'm at work talking to everybody. I'm coming home. I'm not even saying nothing to my husband. I'm sleeping on the couch. I slept on the couch for a year? I wouldn't even sleep in the same bed as my husband. You know what I'm saying? We just started sleeping in the same bed together when he came back. But the thing I'm trying to say is I gave respect to people that I don't even know personally. Some people I don't even like, but somebody that I lay with, have had a child with, I wouldn't even say anything.
We'd be in the house and not talk to each other for days. And our child would pick up on
We were roommates.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
we were roommates.
You know what I'm saying? Like paying bills or something like that. But like, and not talking to each other, like, that's, you know what I'm saying? That's not a life you want to live. Like, just ignoring a person that you say you love.
Facts.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's real love, puppy love, and it's lust too.
It is, yeah.
Like,
That's what the cheating was. That was lust.
I fell for lust. And you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
I didn't even like that dude. We were talking about that. I was like, I didn't even like him for real.
And
when I look back, I'm like, I wasn't even physically attracted to him like that.
Yeah, I've encountered like females in the industry I work in. I work around females. I work in kitchens and stuff like that, or private areas. But I've encountered women before, and they admire like, oh, you being married, and that's a trap. Like a lot of times, but I feel for that. Like that infatuation, like, oh, you married, like, oh, okay, you happily and all that. Cause you know what I'm saying, you gotta fall, you fall into it like. That infatuation, like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you feel like you're not getting what you need at home. Yeah,
because we were saying that they kind of, what I wasn't giving him, which was validation, and what he wasn't giving me, which I felt was the same, we were getting that from them. But it wasn't genuine. Because why would you want to be with somebody who's already committed to somebody else? At least that's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a jealous person. If I can't be number one, I don't want to be a part of it. I'm not trying to come second to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that they felt that they wanted to come second to somebody else, it's already in the wrong. Now, I'm not trying to say put the blame on them, because shoot, my loyalty really was to my husband. It had nothing to do with the dude, and it had nothing to do with her. My loyalty was to him. That's who I married. I ain't married that dude. He ain't married her. He married me, and I married him. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, we brought people in our lives where another time, like we in the right mind frame, we would have like just like, oh, okay, whatever, and dismissed it.
Because I have before.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Plenty of times, like you know what I'm saying? You're not an ugly individual. You know what I'm saying? You're beautiful.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? I get compliments and stuff like that all the time, and
I like him shit.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Sometimes you fall for that. And you have this trust yourself, like your instincts, like, I can dodge this before. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's seasons where you fall for certain stuff. Like, You can fall into depression, anything like that, like lust or depression, or you know what I'm saying. You can be spending money or overeating, anything.
Facts.
Like certain stuff, you just gotta look for it. Like
the devil is real.
Yeah,
and
like,
he out here,
especially if you know your spouse, you have to, you know what I'm saying, check on them, like.
Cause he knew I was cheating.
Yeah,
and I knew he was.
But we couldn't.
Cause we changed routines.
Yeah, like change routine like completely.
I was wearing shit I never wore.
Yeah.
Dressing sexy. You know what I'm saying? I felt young again, baby. You know what I did. You know what I'm saying? We were, and when you know your spouse, you know that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I was infatuated with, you know what I'm saying? She younger and liking me.
And he was younger than me.
You know what I'm saying? And I had a sense of power because I was in charge. I was a manager in my job.
Dang, baby.
You know what I'm saying? So you had that sense of power, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you feeling yourself and whatnot. But that shouldn't that ain't got nothing to do with your marriage.
No.
Because they can go on and live their life, but you still married.
Still married and still got to deal with the repercussions of what happened.
Yeah, and it happens. Like karma is unreal. Like
we saw it.
Yeah, we saw it. You know what I'm saying? Like we lost jobs and stuff like that.
It affects your babies and stuff too.
Yeah, it don't just affect you. You see stuff, you're like, nobody will know. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know what I'm saying? You live with certain stuff, you gotta live with it. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really like, it's kind of like, it's deceitful to like, try to hide stuff from somebody like, they know you. Like, your best friend knows you. You know what I'm saying? If you change up your pattern and stuff like that, and you don't do the same stuff you do, or you start dressing different.
Yeah.
Or just like.
Our sex life was gone.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real. It was gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and like.
It was gone.
And we, you know what I'm saying? When we start picking them up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not getting nothing tonight, and I don't even care. So I'm on Instagram, like.
Sexting.
You know, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
what you got on. You know what I'm saying?
And you're like,
we can laugh about it now, but the seriousness of it is like, what the choices that you make is bigger than just you.
And it's real stressful trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to hide that. And then I end up having health problems and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And trying to deceive somebody and like, hey, everything gonna come out eventually. Like my wife always say, what happens in the dark kind of light.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying, I was man enough to like, yeah, I tried. In the circumstances where, you know what I'm saying, when we cheated on each other, like, was it really worth it? It really wasn't at all.
I don't even talk to that dude no more.
We didn't gain nothing from it. Like,
I don't even talk to him.
It didn't make us no better. If anything, it brought us down.
Yeah, it made me feel bad about myself. Because I'm not that type of person. You know what I'm saying? I have empathy, so now if I was just a callous person, okay, whatever, but I was mad, but I still loved my husband.
Yeah, and I was,
you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
angry.
I was angry too, and just like jealous of certain stuff. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, certain stuff will come up on you when the devil was on your back, and they'll bring stuff out of you that you know is not you. So it's like, why even, you know what I'm saying, bring that stress on yourself, or you know what I'm saying? People always know when something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? You feel it. If you really
love somebody, you really
that's your partner, yeah, you know, you like, something ain't right, because I like, you went some different cologne, perfume, or whatnot.
Yeah, I went and got some oil, shit. I switched up my whole, like, little routine. I'm painting my toes, send this nigga foot pics and stuff, because he was into foot fetish and stuff. This is stuff I ain't even, like, ever considered doing before in my life.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Stepping out my routine.
But we had, you know what I'm saying?
For a temporary situation.
For a temporary fix, like a drug, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna do, but at the same time, you living a double life. Like, it's already hard enough living the life we got.
Okay.
And trying to, you know what I'm saying, keep up with another one, like, you know what I'm saying? It's real stressful. You know what I'm saying? And like, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, cover your tracks. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't the best at it at all. Like,
no, he got caught up.
You know what I'm saying? I got caught up. I left my phone. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and I looked in that motherfucker.
Like,
I look, baby.
We got to like, you know my password.
We got to listen.
Literally
We've been married so long. We use the same damn passwords.
Yeah.
He can unlock my phone. I can unlock his. With no issue.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? I was sleeping like it, but it was that time where I was feeling my worst. But it was like a temporary fix. Like I admit it was lust. because all I wanted was sex.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Like
sex and attention.
Yeah, it really what it is. Like, and it wasn't even like physical contact. And like somebody just want to listen to you. Like,
That's
hey,
it.
and like you right. You know what I'm saying?
Just
you know
want to be heard.
Yeah, and somebody tell you what you want to hear sometimes, and you'll go for that. Like, hey, you right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can do all this and whoop, and it never come. You know what I'm saying? To terms.
Yeah.
Really, because it wasn't supposed to.
It won.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you stepping out of your marriage doing that, just talking to another male or female.
Like I told you how I went on a date with him. The whole time I'm on a date with this dude, I'm paranoid. And not to mention, how far, I'm what, 5 minutes down the street from where I live. You know what I'm saying? Like, you be so caught up in lust, you're not even really thinking about the consequences. What I'm gonna do if my family, somebody in his family, they see me, how am I explain why I'm sitting in this damn restaurant with this random ass dude? How do I explain that? You know what I'm saying?
I went down the same path. I didn't date, but at the same time, like I was selling food, and the young lady would come
and I was at home. Food. I'm at home. I don't even know his side bitch outside. I apologize, not to call it that. But I didn't know if she was outside. That's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, and we were just being petty towards each other.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, like it wasn't really nothing like that. We were just going tit for tat, just to do it, and not really having no.
I didn't have no game plan.
Yeah, like I didn't have it planned out at all.
Okay, now,
No, I really didn't. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not the best at a lot of stuff, but the stuff I'm good at, cheating is not one of them, or even trying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I admit that. Just like I know I'm not the most romantic, but I learned from us being apart. Like, you got to work on intimacy and trying to be romantic or dating again. Like, say you've been in a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
Like, you got to start dating again. Like, we didn't go out and anything like that for a long time.
And we used to all the time. We did.
Yeah.
That's how we started talking. I mean, maybe that's another video, but shoot, we worked at the same job and we would go to lunch together. That's what we would do. We would go hang out. It started off with us growing as a group with our coworkers, and then eventually we just thought sometimes we go by ourselves.
Yeah, but we was in previous relationships and those didn't work out, and we, you know what I'm saying, like we can find each other, but not in the same way. Like we just talked as friends for a long time.
Yeah.
Before we even considered
about 2-3 years before we even dated.
Yeah, like. And
I didn't go into it thinking I was ever gonna date you. I didn't want to. You had a girlfriend, I had a boyfriend. It wasn't nothing I considered. Like, okay, he's my friend. That was it. I wasn't even attracted to you like that.
Yeah, then like our relationship kind of fell apart, and then like you had another job, and I was working at another. I went to another job. And we kind of met like later on, like we just talked. Like it gaps where we didn't talk. Like we weren't them friends that talked every day. We weren't them type of friends. Like we see each other.
When we did talk, we talked.
Yeah, we see each other at work. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And I started working on the weekend. Like we would talk more and like, you know what I'm saying, just have conversations. But it wasn't like we didn't try to like, oh, we gonna be in a relationship. We like, you know what I'm saying? Like we really were friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but we had other friends in that group, and they were like, cool.
Y'all need a date. People were telling us to date. You remember? They was encouraging it.
Cause we were both single at that time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we were young, so we didn't have like that relationship we were in. It was like year, 2 years, like year and a half. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like long term.
For then,
it was like for us like then, like, oh, you've been. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like 5-10 years when it'd be a year and a half.
Oh, 2
years.
2
years, you like, well, you been together.
3 months feel like a year.
Yeah, I'm saying, especially
when you're 19.
You're 19, 20, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Yep. Dang. So yeah, moral of the story is, man, if you want to have a good relationship, you got to communicate. You got to.
Communicate.
You got to talk. And we're not even just talking about spouse on spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend. Girlfriend, boyfriend. I'm just saying, whatever your preference is, you got to talk to somebody if you want a relationship to work. You got to talk.
Yeah, cause I know one of my biggest things was like not telling, you know what I'm saying? Like it's important to me being a black male, and we live in Atlanta. Just letting you know where I am, not to you feeling like my business, but for more security. Like, hey, I'm stopping at so and so house. Then I might be over here, but I'll call you and let you know. That's all you gotta do. Just call or pick up the phone, like, hey, or even text, like, hey, I'm stopping here, just so you know, for, you know what I'm saying, for just health reasons and in general, like, you know what I'm saying, say, like, God forbid something happened, and I'm not where I'm say I was gonna be at. You know what I'm saying? Like, or let's say it's something like I just get involved. I be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and I say I'm gonna be in Decatur, and I'm in Alpharetta or something crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? The car can break down, something like that.
Yeah, it's too much space for somebody to assume.
To add in them gaps.
Yeah.
To like, oh, what you doing out here? You said you're gonna do this and that and that. I'm like, oh.
Assumptions will kill a relationship.
Yeah. It really was like, you know what I'm saying? Because you in your mind, you'll make up gaps, especially if you have idle time.
But they say idle time is the devil's workshop.
You just had idle time, like, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, my wife would be at work, and I'd be on the phone for a little while, and the young lady I was with, she was married too, so it kind of like, and it hurt my feelings. My wife, like, oh, she was talking to a dude, and I didn't think about the consequences of how somebody else would feel. I was just thinking about my feelings and that.
You didn't think about her husband.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? She got a whole husband, and I'm not thinking about what they got going on. It don't matter if they had problems or I had problems. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't even ever step that boundary. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to set boundaries. Like, we've set boundaries before. Mm-hmm. But, you know what I'm saying? Again, you fall into a situation and you think, you know what I'm saying? Because we want to communicate and you think this is the right thing to do. Not even the right thing to do. Like, you don't really care. You
just justify your response just because. It's just being... One thing about it, it's natural to justify your response. When you get into it with somebody or anything, it's easy for you to say what they did wrong, but it's even harder to have self-awareness. So we just kind of justified our behavior, but just because you justify something, don't make it right.
Right.
Wrong is still wrong, and right is still right. I don't care if somebody saw you do it or not. It still happened. You know what I'm saying? It still happened. So yeah, that's our story, man. We fell into temptation. We fell short. Everybody falls short. So, you know, if you in a marriage or if you in a relationship and say y'all did, you know, step out or whatever, because physical cheating ain't the only way to cheat. Emotional cheating and stuff, that's cheating too. Yeah, if you more dependent on somebody emotionally than you are your spouse, that's cheating. You know what I'm saying? You don't want somebody to do that to you. You know what I'm saying? So cheating is cheating. Whether, you know, y'all and sexting and stuff, it's still cheating. So yeah, that's just where it is. You know, a marriage ain't always gonna be perfect. It's gonna be times when you're not gonna get along. But the beauty in this situation is that we love each other enough that we say, you know, hey, I messed up, you messed up. We can't take it back. But what we can do is what you told me this morning. You told me we can we can start over.
You can start over, like, because you always say the foundation is, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say for my analogy for like a house, like you have a foundation. Let's say the foundation cracked in 5 or 10 years.
Yep.
But it's steps to fix that foundation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be the same house it was before. You can make it better. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you want to build, you build on to that foundation with your children.
That's true.
And you have grandchildren. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have foundations from that. So your generations are your foundations of other buildings. Like, our child is Journey. Like, he's our story.
He is. That's our legacy. When we gone, by the grace of God, he gonna be here. And he gonna have people in his lives and us. Because I noticed, like, my wife, everything she say, he gonna go for it or listen. Like, he listens to her. But my physical reaction and stuff I do, he imitates me. Yeah.
Like, if he see me in the kitchen doing something or working on something, he want to step right in.
Yeah, he want to be his daddy so bad.
And I see that. So, and that kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, certain stuff, you like, your children or images of you. You know what I'm saying? Not going to be directly like you, but an image of you. Like,
that's true.
He's so much like you, and he's so much like me at the same time. And certain stuff are flaws that we see in ourselves, like...
We seeing him. That's helped us too, yeah. Sometimes he'll do stuff like, dang, he acting like me.
Yeah, and certain stuff like, nah, I don't want you to be like that.
Yeah.
But because I know the road, it can, like, certain stuff we might think just, like, you can change stuff about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Personality traits are personality traits, but certain stuff, you're like, that ain't right. That ain't healthy for me.
You evolve.
You evolve. Yeah, you really evolve. You're like, you know what I'm saying? For, you know what I'm saying, being a nerd, but Goku didn't stay the same. And, like, he evolved. You know what I'm saying? Like, he leveled up.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
Every moment, my dude's suit and stuff was a better version than what he had the first time.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And that was kind of
Tony
our
Stark,
therapy. That was our therapy a little bit, like enjoying Marvel.
Watching Marvel movies. That's what we've been doing over the last couple of months. Watching Marvel and we found something that we enjoyed together. We never would have guessed that we did, and it was just whatever. He had already seen Marvel movies. I was never into that stuff. I was like, oh, that's dude stuff. But you know, man, please, I had some of my best moments sitting there watching Iron Man and Thor and stuff like that with my husband.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and find myself talking about it after the fact. We talking about it now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Speaking of, right before we go, prayers to my boy Hawkeye. Jeremy Renner. Yeah.
Yeah, because a couple months ago, you weren't even know who that was.
No. He in the hospital now, though, I read. So, yeah. I wouldn't have known if I ain't watched Marvel. So, maybe that's a challenge. Find something that you got. Find something new. Find some new common ground. Even if it's a movie or something like that. Do something new together that you didn't do before.
Yeah, because, like, at the same time, like, my wife like art and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I find myself in, you know what I'm saying, inserting myself in certain stuff that she like. Mm-hmm. Because that's what you do. Like, especially if you call your best friend, like, you gonna find stuff, like, you're not gonna like everything your best friend like. Mm-hmm. But some stuff you gonna like. Like, I don't know what I'm saying, we watch housing videos.
Yeah, I like houses. I watch, like, real estate videos on YouTube. He don't really care for it as much, but he'll watch it with me. Just like when he switched to YouTube, he like car videos. Mm-hmm. I don't really care about cars like that, but I sit there and watch it with my husband, and sometimes I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Mm-hmm. Just like sometimes he's like, oh, look at that bathroom, or look at that kitchen, that's nice. And yeah. Cool. Yeah, and that's basically it, y'all. So, all right.